Welcome to Your Health. I'm Lisa Hart. In our last episode, we spoke with Dr. Robert Lewis of Hoag about virtual augmented reality and how it plays an important role in brain surgery. Well, today I have Dr. Robert Lewis in studio along with Thomas Hutchinson, both from Hoag, and we're going to talk about the other areas that they are using augmented virtual reality. Well, welcome both of you. I appreciate you both joining us.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
So we actually are going to have a live demonstration after we've talked about the technology using this monitor and these handheld devices as well as the Oculus goggles. But first, Dr. Lewis, just give us a quick recap of how this all came about.
Yeah, so Hoag's journey into virtual reality started in 2015, so about 5 years ago, when we started using virtual reality simulation to rehearse and plan for brain surgery. The technology for this was actually developed based on flight simulator technology from F-16 fighter jets, and then adopted to allow us to rehearse and plan for brain surgery. So we started using this, and we realized the enormous impact it had, not just on the surgeon's ability to prepare and plan for surgery, but also on the patient's ability to prepare themselves and to better understand what the surgery was going to be like for them. And the impact that we saw on that was really remarkable. We actually studied it. It led to significant increases in both their satisfaction as well as their level of understanding for this planned surgery.
Well, when we talked last time, we were also talking about the recovery and how just you being able to utilize this technology cut back on the recovery time as well as the surgery time. Just go into that a little bit.
Yeah, so the ability to use the virtual reality to rehearse for surgery allows the surgeon, once they get into the operating room, to kind of, it feels like deja vu. Like, you've already been there, okay, I know where this is going to be, so it allows us to perform the operation more safely, in a less invasive manner, and more efficiently. For the patients, because they've already been prepared using VR, and they've simulated what it's going to be like as well, it allows them to be armed, if you were, with the information to make a better recovery because they understand what's going on in their own body.
Right, that's amazing. And then I understand that you've rolled this out into other areas in the hospital. Tell me a little bit about that.
So for the surgical rehearsal platform, surgical theater, we've rolled that out to interventional cardiology, to thoracic surgery, to cancer surgery. We're now working on rolling it out, both virtual reality and augmented reality, for spine surgery, including spine fusion, as well as a wide array of other areas.
So now one thing you mentioned to me is that afterwards, once the patient is all settled in, they can use the virtual reality for pain management.
Yeah, so beyond surgical rehearsal and planning and education, there is a huge other area of medicine where virtual reality is starting to really take hold. And in areas including which there's significant scientific evidence to support this. And pain, using virtual reality to treat pain, is one of the key areas where we are at Hoag widespread deploying this for our patients. And the main goal here is to decrease opioid consumption. You know, we now lose 50,000 Americans a year to the opioid epidemic. So we have this pandemic going on, but we also are still fighting the opioid epidemic. And virtual reality has proven a powerful tool to manage pain in ways so that we can decrease the use of these dangerous medications.
Okay, and then another thing that we're going to show you later is we are going to show you two different things. We're going to show you what it's like for pain management as well as how to treat anxiety if you're sitting in your hospital bed and you're having trouble like adapting and that type of thing. So thank you for that information. Mr. Hutchinson, tell me a little bit about, I mean, obviously he is super excited about it. You can always tell, and he's been very successful. How is Hoag, what is some of the feedback that you're getting from Hoag patients?
Well, it's fantastic. Now, I would say yes, his enthusiasm rubs off on everyone he talks to, so I just relate to all of us. It's actually been fantastic. So initially we were focusing on opioid reduction, but when COVID hit, we had to roll back our surgeries to comply with state protocols. And so we decided to redeploy the headsets. We got a couple nurses together. We strategized how we would approach the patients, you know, what are infection prevention protocols? Do we have the right technology in place to make sure we're safe? And how the patient is going to respond. What are we trying to solve here? And you can imagine during an area of COVID, there's a lot of stress, anxiety, pain, loneliness, frustration, boredom. And so as we deploy these headsets, we took notes. You know, how does this impact your stress? How does it impact your anxiety? What about your pain? And over 700 patients have tried this, and the results have been significant.
Wow.
Patients are responding, I wasn't able to sleep before, I can now. I couldn't sit up, I can now. I struggle with anxiety, I feel like I'm returning to my normal self. It's been amazing what we've seen so far with these headsets.
Gosh, that's great. I mean, who would have thought? In fact, I think I said this to you last time, is that you go from gaming to something so important.
Absolutely, and that's the funny thing. It's for all ages. We've gone from ages 18 to 98. Everyone has enjoyed it. And at first they're a little hesitant to explain, you know, you can go sit on the beach and have a meditative session. You can have a breathing exercise. You want to go swim with a dolphin, sit in the beaches of Mallorca. They're like, okay, you know what, I'll try it. And all of a sudden that gaming thought is gone, and it's like, oh, I'm in a new world. I'm out of my bed. I'm not here anymore. I've just completely taken my focus off the pain, the stress, anxiety, and here's my new self. It's been just fantastic.
That's great.
And one of the areas where I really think that Hogue, we excel is rather than just giving this to a few select patients in a research protocol, that research has already been done. There's over 500 published studies in the literature demonstrating the efficacy of virtual reality for the treatment of pain. We don't need to study it anymore. We need to make it available to our patients. And at Hogue, that's exactly what we've done.
So let's talk about that expansion. So how do you plan to roll this out to all the other areas and make it available for everyone?
So we have a couple initiatives in place. The first one is our chemical dependency unit. It's shown an immense improvement. In fact, it was so powerful for our group therapy sessions. They invited us back every day for an hour, just noticing how it's changed the behavior, changed the attitude. We're going to roll it out to our nursing education programs because immersive therapy and immersive education has really taught us how to treat patients better and how to improve that process even further than what Hogue does. And we pride ourselves on extremely high quality.
Right.
And we're also investigating how do we get this into the home environment? How do we enhance physical therapy at home? How do we increase cognitive behavioral therapy? How do we just get this out into the greater world? So we're exploring all those avenues right now.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. And I know there is one area that we haven't really discussed, and that's in pregnancy and birthing and that type of area, but that's okay. We can save that for another time. But what I would like to also address is how is it going to help our community, our Laguna Woods Village residents?
So it's a number of things. It's what are you looking for in a headset? What do you want to get out of it? Do you want to have a better lifestyle where you can sleep better? Do you want to reduce your stress? Do you want to meditate? Do you want to have a group therapy session? Essentially, it's a way to really improve your life with only a 15-minute interaction in a headset. And if you think about all the other efforts you need to go through to get that level of satisfaction, it's a very simple thing to do and something everyone seems to enjoy.
That's awesome.
And I would just add, teaching, for one specific example, which is broadly applicable, outside of specific health conditions, is teaching. We know that mindfulness has substantial benefits on brain health. In fact, the benefits on the brain health are equivalent to those of physical exercise, 10 minutes of meditation a day. However, it's difficult to teach people meditation other than one-on-one sessions. I describe virtual reality for meditation and mindfulness as mindfulness in a box. Here you go, put this on, and it will guide you through a meditation. It will give you those same beneficial effects on your brain health, but without the need to kind of learn something, which to some people, actually, if they've never meditated, seems stressful. This makes that process so much easier.
Right, well, that's awesome. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and experience this. So, does that sound good?
All right.
Yes,
all right,
let's
great.
do it.
All right, so stay tuned so you can see what it would be like inside someone's brain, as well as what it would be like to meditate someplace else. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Align Wealth Advisors. Before we sit down, let's take a little tour of the office. It looks like in the conference room we've got Melissa Wright, certified financial planner, working with some clients on retirement planning and estate planning. Looks like Carrie's working on some asset allocation there for a client. Looks like Shannon's working virtually with a client here to talk about college planning. We want to help you organize, simplify, consolidate, so that these values are aligned with these values. Let's find out a little bit more about what you'd like to accomplish.
We recognized that there were a lot of seniors who had a hard time getting out to the doctor. We also realized that there's a lot of people, when they can't get access, they end up getting sicker and sicker when maybe the whole trip to the emergency room was avoidable.
Our team of 30-plus clinicians are trained to provide in-home medical care on a daily basis. We solely offer and provide house calls with the belief that in-home medical care is a special and delicate experience. Call us today and see how our visits can be covered for you. House Call Doctors Medical Group. Care where you need it.
Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we are having a live demonstration of what this technology is all about. So Dr. Lewis is going to walk us through an aneurysm. So I go ahead and put this on, right?
You ready to fly?
I don't know.
Am
I?
You got it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You can see okay there?
I can, yes.
All right. So what you're seeing now is what we call the surgeon's eye view. we're going to fly in through to the patient's brain through an opening in the skull called the craniotomy. And what you can see here is once we get inside, you're able to look around, look in every direction. So you can look up, you can look down, you can look all around inside.
Oh, wow.
And what we're looking at here, these vessels are the middle cerebral arteries. So this is what feeds the whole right side of the brain. And you can see that kind of bubble that if you look down there, that bubble in the wall of the vessel, which is kind of right over here.
Oh.
That's an aneurysm. So that's a weakness in the wall of the blood vessel that can rupture and lead to something similar to a stroke.
Oh, wow.
What this allows us to do is not just get the surgeon's eye view, what you're getting now, but we can also get what we call the Superman view. So when we look all the way around, I can go inside even deeper, and then you can turn around and see the same structures from the back side.
Oh,
so
wow.
now we've flown into the head. We're looking at the same aneurysm, but from the back side of it, or what we call this is like X-ray vision. So it allows us to see.
Oh, man.
So you're looking underneath that aneurysm right now.
Yeah.
And as we do this in preparing for surgery, we can take a look at each different aspect of it and decide the best direction to approach it from, the best clip to use. And again, this has been demonstrated to decrease surgical time. So it makes the operation faster because you've practiced it in VR, just like a fighter pilot practicing a mission before the real thing.
Now, you said that you have to get used to this. I mean, it's for sure. You went any faster, I think I was on a roller coaster.
A roller coaster inside the brain.
Yeah, it's crazy. How long did it take you to get used to it?
Because it's so intuitive, the system didn't take very long to get used to it all. Getting used to the controllers, like how do I turn a clip on or how do I turn the virtual drill on, that takes a little bit of practice. But just like a kid learning a video game, this is pretty straightforward. And as we kind of go through, again, you're looking back at where we came out in, we're going to go back out the same area we came in at. And then once we're done, we can start it all over again to put you back at the starting point.
That's
so if we don't
amazing.
do it right the first time, we can do it again and again in the virtual patient so that when it gets to the real patient, we do it right the first time.
That is amazing. I mean, it's awesome, but it feels so weird when you're in there.
So you ready to do one? You ready to do some brain surgery?
No.
We've got this expression in medicine, there's
I'm
see
sure.
one, do one, teach one. So you've seen one now. Now
And
you're
I got to do one.
Yep.
Oh man, not for me. Okay, but there is some other great technology that we're going to look at next, and
Yes.
that is regarding some anxiety reduction and some pain management.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a look at a system which allows us to use virtual reality, guided meditation for distraction during pain, for stress relief, for help during isolation and loneliness, as well as a variety of other things.
Okay, excellent. All right, well, you guys stay tuned. Come right back because I think we're swimming with the dolphins. Stay tuned.
There's no doubt we're living in challenging times. With the world changing around us, it's more important than ever to keep yourself and your family safe and healthy. From masks to gloves, touch-free thermometers, and medical-grade cleaning solutions, we have everything you need to make it through. Located right down the street from Laguna Woods, adapt to it, we've got you covered.
The city of Laguna Beach and surrounding areas have an active coyote population. Here are a few things you can do to help keep your families and pets safe.
When walking your pets, make sure they are on a short leash. Clean up after you grill outside, either at your home or in a city park. Keep your pets indoors in the evening and at night. Harvest your garden and fruit trees as soon as your vegetables and fruit are ready. Do not leave food or water outside, not for your own pets and not for wildlife. And most importantly, never approach coyotes as they are wild animals.
Together we can help make this city safer for your families, pets, and the coyotes.
Welcome back, everybody. Now that Lisa's taken over the role of brain surgeon, I'm going to be taking over the role of hosting the remainder of the segment here. We can't actually get her out of the headset. She's over here. She's already engaged. And what is it that you're doing right now?
I'm going swimming with whales. And this is being used. Ooh. Okay, this is nice. So tell me how you guys use this.
So the number one most common reason is use it if someone's in pain. So if you're in pain, and rather than being alone in the hospital room, sitting there worrying about the pain and thinking about the pain, you are engaged in this immersive and beautiful environment.
Wow, I'm on a ship. Oh my God, there's there's stingrays above my head. Oh no, mantas.
Manta rays.
Oh, look at this. This, I'm actually feeling a little ill. That is so wild. I'm having like a, whoa, sorry, I was having a vertigo thing. It's really good. So people just completely forget about their pain, I would imagine.
Exactly. And in fact, if you use, as I mentioned, using virtual reality has been studied and is proven to have the same lowering effect on pain as a dose of fentanyl or morphine does. So you can use this.
And there's a giant whale.
There you go.
So amazing. Oh, that is crazy.
So rather than sitting worrying about your pain, you're distracted by the fact that you're in this beautiful environment.
But then once they take it off, do they go right back where they were, or do they still feel the feelings?
Yeah, in fact, the benefit of it lasts beyond the session. And if you do multiple sessions a day, 2-3 times a day, as if you were administering a pain medication, it has a longer lasting effect.
Oh, this is really cool.
One of the things we also do to build up longer term effects is in VR, not just have these guided meditations or these pleasant experiences, but also teach people about their pain and the triggers and how to down-regulate it. So we all know this like sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight response, which gets people scared and worried, and that makes your pain go up. When you're in the headset and in a calming environment, your sympathetic nervous system is deactivated and your pain goes down as well.
You know, I actually will agree with you on that because I'm feeling really great right now. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and thank you
my pleasure.
Thank you to Dr. Lewis, and also thank you to Thomas Hutchinson for sharing with us all of this amazing technology. And don't forget to join us next time as we discover more about your health.